You are mostly in pairs, and you'll have your deck of playing cards, okay? Now, between the two of you, you're each going to have different roles during what we're doing today, okay? So for starters, I'd love one of you in the pair to have the entire deck of playing cards there in your hand. And if you haven't already, I'd love you to mix it up. And by the way, I'm just going to show you my cards here. You can see it's a deck just like yours. In fact, some of you might even have this exact color. There's repeats. It's all mixed up. I'll mix it up a little more as well. You could do like that fancy, I can't actually do it. I don't have enough hand-eye coordination. You know that one where you split it in two and you like try and, okay, this is just a recipe for disaster because I'm doing it in front of people now. It's something like this. No, see how badly that went? And then you sort of riffle it together. Or you can just mix it on the table. This is what they call a casino wash. It's very effective at making sure everything's jumbled up. It's important that you do that, by the way, because I want us all to have a different order of the playing cards that you can see in front of you. You'll see why that's important in a second. Okay, so can you just do a quick check? Make sure it isn't like, you know, accidentally in some kind of order. It's all jumbled up, so mixed up. Are you satisfied? Give me a nod if that's looking okay for you. Yeah, excellent, thank you. All right, so I said that one of you is going to have the deck of playing cards in their hands. And that person with the deck in their hands right now, I'd love you to make sure that everything you're going to see me do, that you also follow my steps exactly. Okay, I'll do it slow enough and I'll talk through what I'm doing to make sure that you're watching carefully. For the person who does not have the deck in their hands, you actually have a harder job. Your job is, number one, you have to watch me that I'm not up to any monkey business. I'm not doing anything sneaky. I'm not like pulling a trick on you. I'm genuinely doing all the things I'm describing. And to that end, I'm going to take off my watch because I've done this many times before. And people will say like, oh, there's something up your sleeve. You know, nothing suspicious here. Okay. Person who doesn't have the deck in the cards in their hands, in addition to watching me, I also want you to make sure that your partner who has got the cards is following these steps closely and isn't missing anything. It's actually deceptively easy, okay? That's the task. I'll give you a few more things to do later on, but for now, are we clear what we're doing? Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so deck in hand. The first thing I'd like you to do is look at the first card on the top. And mine's the Queen of Diamonds. You might have a queen, you might have a diamond as well. What we're really paying attention to is the color of the card. There are only two kinds of colors in a deck of playing cards, and those are red and black, right? If you've got a red card like me, I'd love you to put that on the right-hand side of the table, red on the right. If you've got a black card, just place it on the left. And wherever you put your card, on the right or the left, I'd also like you to match your face-up card with a face-down card. So don't look at it. So you can see face-up, face-down. If you've got a black card over here, then it'd be face-up, face-down. So far, so good? Okay. And we're just going to repeat this process. I've got another red card, so red cards go on the right, face up, and then face down. I'm just putting them right over the top. And then I'm just going to keep on going. I never know what's going to come next. Face up, face down. Another red, face up, face down. I'm waiting for a black one, face up, face down. Finally, there we go, face up, face down. Okay, let me pause here, right? Now, this process that we've begun is going to create these 4 piles of cards in front of us. Do you see that? Okay. Now we're going to do this for the entire deck, but as we do this, now you see where it's going to go. Keep on putting the cards down, face up and face down, but listen to my voice as you do so. Okay. There's a few things I want you to observe about my cards and about yours. The first thing is they are coming out in a completely unpredictable order. Completely unpredictable. Like you never know whether it's black or red. You never know what number is coming out, or if it's like a jack, queen, king. We call them the court cards, right? It's completely unpredictable, right? Now, this is not a rhetorical question. Can anyone tell me, why is it unpredictable, the order of the cards coming out? It's actually because of something I asked you to do at the start. Any takers? Yeah, go ahead. You mix them all up, fantastic. And this was the point in me asking you to jumble them up, have them very shuffled, because I presume your order of cards is different to mine, and your order of cards is different to the person sitting next to you, and we're all, in fact, all of us in this room getting something different. Now, it's not just all of us in this room. There are a lot of ways to shuffle a deck of playing cards. 52 cards, right? By the way, for those of you whose job it was to watch me, I'm glad some of you are doing this. Some of you have gotten distracted. I'm not touching the cards, please note, but I'm just going to move the screen for a second so I can write something down, okay? The number of ways there are to shuffle a deck of playing cards is a very large number. if you think about, like, say, the first card on the top, there's 52 different possibilities for what that card is. And then when you go to the next one, there's 51 possibilities. And then there's 50 for the third card down. And you just keep on doing this all the way down to the final cards. The last one, there's just one option, right? Now, this is a number which, as you can see, it takes a long time to describe. Mathematicians are very lazy. We give this number a name. We call it 52 factorial. You might have heard that word before. If you haven't already, don't worry. You're going to encounter it in years to come. This number is enormous. If you go ahead to your calculator and you punch this into your calculator, it's going to tell you, I actually need to leave a little bit of space here. It's going to tell you 80 million, which sounds like a large number, right? It is. And then it says, oh, and by the way, put another 60 zeros after that. I don't even know, you know how there's like billions and trillions and quadrillions? I don't even know what this is called, okay? It's an enormous number. It's so large that if all 8 billion people who are alive on the planet right now did nothing but shuffle decks of playing cards at a rate of like, how long does it take to do it properly? Like once a minute? For the age of the planet Earth, which is about 4.5 billion years, this number is so much larger than everyone on the planet doing that for that long that we wouldn't even have scratched the surface of how many possibilities there are to shuffle a deck of playing cards, which is to say, that order this order that I've got and that order that you've got, it's probably never been shuffled in that order in the history of humanity, and it probably never will again. So you have a little piece of history sitting in front of you, okay? Now that was the first thing I wanted to point out, that it's unpredictable. It's also unknown though, isn't it? Did you notice we got these face down cards, and presumably like me, you weren't even looking at them, you weren't counting them, you got no idea what they were, right? Now, it's unpredictable, it's unknown. Believe it or not, we're going to try and make this even more mixed up and jumbled. It's Annabelle, right? Annabelle, could you pick for all of us a number between 1 and 5? 3. Okay. For all of you, there's 2 of you at the table, right? I would like one of you on the left to take 3 cards from this face down pile over here. So I'm going to just take one from the top, one from the bottom, and one somewhere from the middle. I'm not even looking at them, okay? I've got 3 cards there. Let me move these down so you can see. And then I'm also going to take 3 cards from this pile over here. So just to shake things up, let's just take them all from the top. 1, 2, 3. And I'd love you to do the same. There's 2 of you there. You can each take 3 from both sides. And once you've done that, hold those 3 cards. I've got 3 here and 3 here. Okay. So these ones that came from my left, watch carefully, and this I'd like you to follow and do as I do. The 3 from the left, I'd like you to put them on the right. And the 3 from the right, I'd like you to put them on the left. So thanks to Annabelle's choice of 3, we've just taken whatever we did before and we've jumbled it up. Okay? Now, so far so good. At this moment, hands off the tables. You've been following me so far, and you've got the same kind of arrangement of cards in front of you as I have been. But for now, I want every single one of you to be watching very closely for what I'm about to do. Okay? I know it doesn't feel like it yet, but this is a maths lesson. I intend to teach you something mathematical. I've already started. You just don't realize it. One of the key things about mathematics for me, one of the reasons why I love teaching it, is that I view mathematics a little bit like this pair of glasses that sits on my face. Now, I see most of you have excellent vision, or you're in denial and refuse to wear glasses. That's fine. Unlike you, I've worn these since I was actually a bit younger than you. When I was 12 years old, I started wearing glasses. And when I first put them on, I was like, whoa! The world just like snapped into focus, and I could see like words and faces instead of just blurry things, right? Now, I think about mathematics like this pair of glasses because it helps me see the world more clearly. It helps me see patterns and understand things that are invisible to other people, including the pattern that allows me to make a prediction of this seemingly unpredictable situation. Here's the prediction. Are you ready? My prediction is that, see the number of black cards over here? I predict the number of black cards that are hiding in this mystery face-down pile will match the number of red cards in this mystery face-down pile. Let me say that one more time, just so we're really clear. My prediction is the number of black cards here will be the same as the number of red cards here. Make sense? Now, I need your help to see whether my prediction is true. So I'm going to take these face down cards here and I'm going to deal them out now. And I'd love you to count aloud with me if and only if they are black. So I'm going to reveal them and then you're going to count 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Here we go. Okay, that was the first test. You passed. Good job. 1. Thank you. That was the second test. You also passed. 2. 3. It's harder than it looks. 4. 5 black cards. What was that prediction again? It was that if there were 5 black cards over here, I'm hoping that there'll be 5 red cards in here. Now, by the way, I haven't even looked at them, but that's a lot of cards, right? 5 red cards. Again, you're going to help me by counting aloud as I deal them out, okay? But only if they are red. Here we go. Thank you.
2, 3, 4.
5 red cards, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you are shocked at the moment, but guess what? It gets better. Even though I've asked half of you to be watching closely what I've been doing the whole time to make sure I'm not up to any monkey business, I still wouldn't blame you if you're like, yeah, nah, Mr. Wu, we still don't believe you. You could have done something shifty without us noticing, right? But you know what? I've been sat here this whole time and I haven't gone anywhere near your cards, haven't touched them. And the prediction I made of my cards, I now make of yours. What we're looking for are the number of black cards in this mystery pile. Remember, it was face down? It's face down for you. And the number of red cards in this mystery pile. Can you go, the two of you, count and tell me what you find? If you think I'm just going to say, okay, everyone, now let me show you why that works. You're sorely mistaken, because I said to you right at the beginning, my intent was for you to learn something mathematical in this lesson, and something I learned very early when I was a teacher is that the person doing the work and the thinking is the person doing the learning. So I'm not going to explain this to you yet. You're going to have a go at trying to understand this, and I'm going to try and sort of guide you in this a little bit, okay? We've got some time. I'm going to give you probably 10-15 minutes to have a go at this independently first. Here's what I'd like you to begin by doing. Remember how one of you started with the deck of cards in their hand, okay? I want you to put those cards back together and let the other person do this again. When you do it again, remember, I asked Annabelle for a number between 1 and 5. She chose 3. I'd like you instead to pick another number. Your choice now. I just chose, the same number for all of us just to make it a bit simpler. But I want you to now choose. And then I'd love you to get out your books and your pens and pencils and see if you can work out, write some workings, see if you can reason through, just make a guess, a hypothesis. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, I want you to think through it. I'll leave this up on screen. If you want any questions or ideas, Mrs. Johnson and I are going to be roaming around just asking questions of you. Good luck. About 10 minutes. See how far you can get.